many would argue that one of the signature agricultural products of California is wine. The Golden State is America's top wine producer, accounting for nearly 90% of the wine production in the country. Today, California actually has more than 2,000 wineries, but surprisingly, some of their biggest wines are now being produced by one of the smallest group of vintners. One of those being at Vision Cellars, owned and operated by Mac McDonald. The winery only produces about 2,000 cases of wine, mostly Pinot Noir. But what they lack in size, they more than make up with in personality, thanks to the man in charge.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Are you having a great time?
Having a great time.
In the wine business, everyone is trying to get their bottle of wine noticed. But for Mac McDonald, being noticed in a crowd has never been a problem. From his overalls to his straw hat, Mac is about as an original character to the wine industry as it comes. But he's banking on exactly that fact as he tries to bridge the gap between his heritage and a new blend of wine drinkers.
It's to promote wine to all nationalities, but with special interest on the African-American community. And I think that is good for the wine industry. I don't say you have to drink African-American wine. I just want folks to drink wine. You may not like Vision Cellars Pinot Noir. That's okay.
And Mac couldn't have come into the industry at a better time. New research shows that only a handful of wineries are actually owned by African Americans, yet they make up more than 10% of the nation's wine drinkers. Which is exactly why Mac and a new generation of winemakers are entering the business and trying to educate others about this special way of life.
This whole wine industry goes along with farming. It's all about a lifestyle, not about money. If you want to make money, go off and become a CEO of some company or something, hit it lucky in Vegas or something. But farming is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that I grew up with in the sticks of Texas. It's a lifestyle that I wouldn't give up.
It's a heartwarming story because he was really green. And I mean, he started later in his career making wine, and but you could see he just had it in him. He's going to do the best he could, whatever he worked at. And it happened to be, he stuck it out this far, and he's done just wonderful.
And it's thanks to fellow winemakers like Gary and his own willingness to learn that has helped Mac succeed in a business where so many have failed. His Vision Cellars wines have won numerous awards, been served at the White House, and more importantly are the culmination of his lifelong goal of being able to make his own wine and share it with others. It's a goal Vance Sharp knows well. Owner of the Sonoma Sausage Company, Vance dabbled in the wine business a little before meeting Mac. Together, the two and 6 others came together to form the Association of AfricanAmerican Vintners in the hopes of stimulating other minorities to investigate careers within the business.
It's good being in it and being associated with others who have precisely the same thoughts that you have. Although you have your independent thoughts, but there are certain things that we all wake up and think about. And that's good. That's our bond.
One of those inspired by the group's tight bond was Daniel Bryant. He joined the group early on and had a successful customized wine country tour operation called A Color of Grape. But it was at the urging of Mac that he decided to step into the business of making wine as well. In 2004, he released his first vintage, and today his wine is being served in 4-star restaurants all across Sacramento, including the popular Waterboy restaurant in Midtown.
I started in this business from the education side. I did education seminars and workshops all over the country. And as a member of the Association of African-American Vintners, a couple of the guys says, you know as much about this as we do. Why don't you create your own wine? So I don't have the money you all have. And I don't want to be broke the rest of my life. And I talked to a couple of people. I talked to Mac, and he said, I think you can do this. And I'll help you from the standpoint of providing you counsel if need be. But once you do it, once you try it.
Today, this group of pioneering men have as much fun educating each other as they do others.
What kind of sausage we got here, my man?
We got some little chicken spinach with feta. We got some Bavarian bratwurst.
But besides education, the group has one other purpose: to promote the wines that are currently being made by African-American vintners. And every summer they get the opportunity to do both at their annual luncheon and panel discussion.
Wine is great. And I didn't know anything about the African American Vintners Association, so it's all news to me. But the wines are wonderful.
That you got folks who've always had an interest in this, but now they have a chance to actually demonstrate what they can do. And Mr. McDonald, I guess, is like the godfather of this whole thing, from what I hear.
So while each man had their own goals going into the group, their successes together have tasted sweeter than they ever could have imagined. Which makes sense. After all, how fulfilling are dreams if you can't share them with others?
This is dedicated to the one I
Now he's gonna sing.
I'm sure glad you
yourself?
Where's my backup? You? I'm sure glad you're in the wine business and not a singer.